What's going on, my good people? Let's get this started. What's going on, my good people? This is Lawrence D. Adams, and we are here live. Get in the chat room. Let me know you're here. What's going on? It's Monday. Get my mic right. This ain't right for me. There we go. YouTube taking. What's going on, my good people? Finally made the stream on time. All right, right. What's going on, my good people? My good people. What's going on? We about to start in a second. Just checking something. What's going on, my good people? My good people in your chat room. People came early. We about to start in a few seconds, and we're going to hit it hard. How you have to have the right game for where you're going. I think that's pretty much what I put in. Make sure I put that down there because I've been for where you are going. That's right. How you have the right game for where you are going. When? What's going on, everybody? How are you this happy new year? New year. I didn't say New Year's. Happy New Year. How are you doing today? Let's get it started. What's going on? First of all, this is another thing we haven't did in a while. Let me know in the chat room where you watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Are you watching from the moon, Mars, wherever you're watching from? Let me know where you're watching from so we can get started. Let me put this because this thing. Let me do this because I'm hot already. Let's do this. One second. One second. One second. As we get there, let me know where you're streaming, where you're watching this from. You might be in Mars, Jupiter, whatever the case may be. Let me know where you're streaming, where you're watching this from, so we can get started. I need to find out where we are watching from. So yeah, this is Lawrence D. Adams. So we are definitely live right now. Oh boy, that didn't help. Close. So yeah, let me know where you're watching from. Okay. California, that's what I'm talking about. BK, you already knew. Yeah. Uh-oh, somebody put the picture up. All right, I see you. What's going on? Okay, I'm back. That's what it was too hot, man. I had to switch it up. What's going on everywhere? How you must have the right game for where you're going. So let's get started in this right now because I want to definitely get rolling around. California, all right. California, all right. BK, you already know. But I would say the boogie down the Bronx, but I'm not in the boogie down Bronx right now. I am in Cleveland, Ohio. That's right, Cleveland, Ohio. So let's get started today. How you must have the right game for where you're going. So if you listen to what we talked about last week, we said a whole bunch on Friday that was you must go back and listen to that again because a lot was shared during that time. So as we share, you think I'm being redundant for a purpose, and that purpose is this. Game is just strategy that you use for you or you use on other places. So we want to definitely talk about what is game. Game is just strategy. Now, some people can say it's manipulative. People use it for manipulative purposes, or they use it for selfish reasons. But game is just strategies. Any arena that you go on, you must be able to use game. So game is just strategy. When it comes to male and female, you got to have some game. You got to have some strategy on how to deal with her. You got to have some strategy to deal with him. If you do not, don't cry and complain when it doesn't work for you. That means no one has taught you what female nature is, or no one has taught you about masculine nature or male nature. So it's important that you understand the game, because I'm going to say this again, male and females are completely, what's going on? Going to Alfie, male and females are completely different. And if you don't celebrate that difference, you're going to get played and wondering why the game doesn't work for you. Game is just the fundamentals, the foundation. It is just strategies. That's all I can express over here. That's what it is. It's just strategies. When you realize that the game is just strategies that you must exercise, that you can't just have in theory. Salute. Oh, you're saying salute to Alfie. You can't just have in theory. You must have also in practicality. You must exercise the game at all costs and on all levels. The problem is when it comes to male and female, we are going by what we see on TV. We're going by what people have told us about what the game is or how to interact with a woman. We might have been particular pill that means a certain color. You've been that, or you turned to this color and now you want to go that route. But the reality of it is, somebody just dropped the first super chat of the ever. Thank you, Alfie Kingdom, for the first super chat. Thank you for dropping that right there. I appreciate that. First super chat, I'm gonna leave that up right there. So I want you to realize that the game is, you must understand, and I'm gonna get to what we're talking about today. The thing I gotta lay this foundation. The foundation is this: men and women are different. And if you've been told something by your mama, your grandmother, your aunts, or whatever the case may be, and they did not tell you the truth, you are off. What's going on, King? Blessings. What's going on? What's going on? Jobless Joe, what's going on? What's going on? Much respect. First super chat, unlocking it. Boom. So the game is something that you have to understand. What happens is you have everybody giving you pieces and parts of the game, but no one's telling you the true essence of a woman or the true essence of a man. We are fundamentally different in how we function and how we process things. The thing of it is, either I'm trying to give you what I think you should have, or you're trying to give me what I think I should have. But the most important thing is giving that person what they need. You have to give them what they need. Oh my God, another super chat. These guys are coming with the super chats already. That is what's up. Much respect to Alfie and King dropping these super chats into the Hofer. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a super chat party. It's a super chat party. It is a super chat party. It's a super chat party. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys dropping that money in there. Dropping it in there. Thank you. I appreciate that. That $19.99, that $20, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all the first two to drop that money into what I'm doing here. So let's talk about game. So we know that game is just strategy to get you to the next point to where you need to be at. But this is the thing that most people don't understand when it comes to game. There's different levels of the game. And what we're doing in 2021 is realizing that you got to realize that the game for where you want to go is not the same game that you've been operating in. Let me say that again. The game and to where you want to go is not the same game to where you want to operate in. It's not the same game. You must elevate your game in 2021. Please put that in the chat. You must elevate your game in 2021. These guys dropping super chats, getting the super chat party started. Definitely getting the super chat started. Get it going. Wait. Let me drop the music. Let's drop some music. Let's get this. You get this super chat party. I want to do it that way. We ain't even get started. Let's get it go. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3. Let's come on, drop that beat on them. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, drop that beat on them. That come on. For the super chat party, they just started. What? Another super chat. That's right. I'm talking about. Now you will never forget us. We are in the print. That's right. They dropped that super chat on it. Drop that super chat. That's right. They're the first two to drop the super chat for LDA. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Drop the music. So let's get back to what we're talking about. You must elevate your game in 2021. Oh, they playing around. Oh, they playing around here. You must elevate your game in 2021. What worked in 2020 is not going to work in 2021. Game is just strategy to get you to the next level. Yo, man, these guys dropping. There you go. Let's get it, Alpha. Y'all getting that? Y'all getting it going. So game is just strategies to get you to the next level. You must elevate your game in 2021. You must elevate your game. Everything that you do must elevate to the next level. There's levels to the game. What happens is everyone's been giving you the super elementary level of the game. But once you get to the level where you're playing, when you're playing and you're not even moving the pieces, you realize you're on a different level of the game. You realize that you're on a different level of the game when you're moving pieces and pieces are moving and you're not even touching them. We on an elevation. We're on elevation status, LDA. That's right. So you got to realize 2021. Your game must be elevated. How you do, how you operate, how you move must be elevated. If you're still operating in 2020 game, guess what? You are not going to make it for what's about to happen next. You're going to have to operate your game at the ultimate, at the most prime level that can ever be. So your game must be elevated in 2021. That means you're going to have to venture out and get out of your freaking comfort zone and realize that you're going to have to relearn some things and you're going to have to learn some new things, because the game that we're about to play next is going to be another level. If you're comfortable right now, everything is smooth and dandy, you ain't ready for what's going to happen next. You're not ready for the game that's about to be taking place next, because you realize there's always something new that you can learn, but there's also other games and strategy that you must put in play. Well, how does this apply to men and women? You always got to be on your P's and Q's when you're dealing with the opposite sex. You always got to be knowing one step, what's going on. They already started a super chat party, so I appreciate it. So you always got to be on the next level when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex. Got to be on your P's and Q's. So this is the thing, your game must elevate in 2021. The other thing of it is your game you cannot use the game that you had last year. That's what messed most people up, and they become stagnant and they begin to plateau. Second of all, most of all, and I'm gonna constantly beat this. I don't want to say beat you. Salute. I'm gonna constantly put this in before you until you realize we got to elevate. Until you realize none of this makes sense. None of the game's going to be good to you until you realize there's one thing. That one thing that you must do. Your game, if it's going to elevate to the next level, it can't be something mentally that you do. That's the first step. But it has to be something physically that you do. You got to put forth some action behind your game. That means in order to get to where you need to go, you're going to have to do something completely different. You're going to have to pivot and go that way. Pivot and go that way. You cannot stay at the same place that you were last year. Whatever you need to do, you may have to delete some people out of your life because their app is constantly running in your life. You may have to delete some people out of your life because the app is their app. That person is constantly running in the back of your life, and they're draining your mental, spiritual, and physical what? Life. Let me say that again. You may have to delete some people, the mental app that they have in you and with you, out of your life because they're draining your spirit, soul, and body. Please understand what I'm saying to you. Please understand what I'm saying to you. You will have to delete. Control Alt Delete. Control Alt Delete. In the Mac, Control Command Delete. You're going to do uninstall people out of, that's right, out of your life because they're constantly running their program in your life, and you're going to have to Control Alt Delete. You're going to have to delete them out of your life. If you do not, your game is only going to go but so far, or your status or where you need to go is only going to go but so far. You're going to have to delete some people out of your life. Hit the like button when as you enter the chat. Appreciate that. Please remind them. Thank you. Thank you. You're going to have to delete some people because their app is on your front of your screen. But guess what? The app is constantly running in the back. Peace, peace, peace to the gods. And it's running in the back of your life. And you're wondering why you're not elevating to the next level, especially with this 2001. You got to elevate your game to where you're going. You got to let some people go. I hope your spirit are at peace, gents. Happy Monday to all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is important that you realize that you must delete some people's app out of your life. What's going on, babe? See, what's going on? What's going on? So it is important that you have to do that. Too many apps are running in the background. Too many people's apps are running in your background. You ever realize when you have a whole bunch of apps running on your phone or on your computer that it slows it down? That it slows it down? Guess what you got to do? You're going to have to investigate because it's this cleaning time now. This is pre-spring cleaning. You're going to look and say, does this app as a person belong in my life because I need to elevate my game to where I need to go? Does this person really need to be in my life? You need to do that. Second of all, you need to do an inventory of why am I telling you about figuring out what you need to delete or what you need to install in your life? Because if you don't delete some things out of your life, people, things, situations, or problems, or wherever it may be, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is this. You're going to run slow and you're not going to run at a nice ultimate level or level that you were designed to do. So you need to delete some things, some people, some situations, and most of all, some mindsets. Delete. So let's put that in the chat room. Delete. I hope I spelled it right. I didn't spell it right. You need to delete some things and some people out of your life. Why do you need to delete some things and some people to get your game to where you need to be at? Because of this. You want to install new apps for where you are going. Please understand the game I've given you. I'm using analogies to get the point across, but you're going to have to install, and you may not have enough room on your operating system for where you're going when you have old apps running in the background. Please, too many apps can cause your software to speed to decrease in power. That is right. That's why it's so important that you delete anything from 2021-20 that did not work. Any people who just wasn't right there, that don't mean you just tell them I ain't dealing with you no more. You just realize you're gonna put that app on reserve, and you're just going like, you know what? I don't need to use you. Or I don't want to say use. We're not dealing on the same level. Don't mean you need to be mean to somebody, but you realize, let me uninstall. But now you got to go to the next level where you must install some things on your software to get you to where you need to be at. You must install something on your software to get you to be there. That means you might install some new apps, new people, new ways of thinking, so that your what program or your software can run at its maximum speed. How you must have the right game for where you're going. So you need to install the right things into your life at the beginning of the what year. When you install the right things, now you can now have the game to go to the next level. I'm making it simple because sometimes we learn better in stories and we learn better in analogies. If I were just to give you the straight unadulterated truth, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's too much. But I'm giving it so you can digest it. So I use apps. So now you need to install some new software into your what program. So how do you get your game to go to the next level? You got to install some new software for where you are going. Because the software that you had last year and the apps that were running last year are not going to work to where you're going. But this is the thing, between deleting and installing is something in between. And that's called the void. The void. In your process of deleting whatever it may be, yes, it does. Allegories always help in teaching. In the process of deleting and installing, because we're talking about elevating your game to the next level, what you need to do to get you where you need to go. In the process of deleting and installing is a place called void. And many of you have not created the void in your life for something new to show up. Right. Once the new software is installed, it always needs updating. Please understand what he just said. You need to get updated. And what happens is a lot of you have not been updated and you're still operating on systems from 2020. I'm trying to get you to 2021, really December 2021, where you can look back and say, look what I installed into my life. And now look at my life at this level. That means you're going to have to go different places, you're going to deal with different people, you're going to accomplish different things. You're going to have to do something completely different. Your routine is going to have to change. So you got to delete some things off of your mental app, off of your mental software, because it's taking up too much space. You're going to have to install some new things. Why? Salute, Mr. Man in Action. So you're going to have to install some new things into your life. When you understand the game is just strategy. That's what we just say over here. This is our definition over here. To go to the next level, you're going to have to delete some apps off your life, but you're going to have to install some new ones, and you're going to have to update your software. You got to realize some of you guys, your app that you have about women is incorrect. The app that you have installed about women is incorrect. And because it's incorrect, what happened is this: your operating system is not functioning well when it comes to women. Your operating system is not functioning well when it comes to women. Some of the women who listen, the reason why your app is not working, your app called Man is not working, is because is an old version and not the new version, or it could be tainted. And so every time you deal with women, guess what happens? It automatically fails you. Same thing with you guys. I'm trying to give you the game so you understand it. So that's why you have to uninstall, delete old apps out of your life, whether that woman, let's get this, because this is the one app that needs to be definitely deleted out of your life to get your game to the next level. The app called Money, M-O-N-E-Y, money, M-O-N-E-Y, honey, money. The app that you call Money must be deleted out of your life and reinstall a new app for 2021 to where you need to be at. Y'all want to talk about that because it's part of the game. You're going to need money to function at the end of the day. So the app that you have installed on Money, if you have not made any money and money's not flowing to you, you're going to have to uninstall that app and delete it and install the right app for where you're going. If your spiritual app is not working, you're going to have to look at that app. So why is it not working? I don't have a connection. Things are not going the way I think they should. Why do I feel like I'm walking in the dark? You need to uninstall that app and put in the right app. That's where you need to go. How you must have the right game for where you need to go. So that means you got to have the app of the right game for where you're going. So what I'm doing now, I am the technician installing this new app called The Game Strategies for you to get you to the next level. But only you can determine what the next level. How do you accept the fact that you got some people that you have may not want in your life? Good question. You always come with the good questions. How do you accept the fact that you got to let some people go that you may not want to? Woo! You got to ask yourself this simple question, and that's a very good question. When you're looking at your apps on your phone yourself, does this app serves me, or does this app is this app wasting my time? You may not want to let it go, but you got to think, is it taking you to where you need to go? Sometimes you got to look at the cost of why that person is in your life, or what is the purpose of them being in your life. So how do you accept the fact that you got to let people go that you may not want to? You got to think, what is the bigger picture where you need to go? What is the bigger why they are in your life? If you do not determine the why they're in your life, guess what? It's going to make the how harder to make them out of your life. I have a thing where I can, and I don't talk about this, but I'll share it, where I can, somebody would be calling, where I will just know how to make people exit my life. But that's a whole nother class for something else. So it's important. It is important that you look at this person, what you may not want. So your wants and needs is this, your feelings about that person. But if you know that that person is doing you no good, why do you want them in your life? Why do you want them in your life? Some people, you're going to have to say, exit stage left. Some apps you may still have installed in your phone, but you don't use them. Some apps you may have installed on your phone, but you do not what? Use them. You do not what? Use them. When I mean, and I don't mean use like using people, I mean them in the sense of that you're not operating on them. So back to what I'm saying, how you must have the right game. So the right game I'm talking about, let me define this. Where you have to determine where you are going to determine the right game to use. You have to determine where you are going to determine the right game to use. Somebody probably need to put that in the chat room. You have to have Know where you are going in order to have the right game to use, because you could be using the wrong game for where you're going. You have to have you got to know where you're going in order to use the right game for where you are going. You got to have what? You got to know where you're going in order to apply the right game to where you are going. You got to have that. You got to have that. See, that's the part I think a lot of people miss. They say they want the game, but they have no destination of where they're going. Until you determine where you are going, then it will determine what kind of game you will use. If you're playing checkers or chess, until you sit in front of that board and you see the game pieces, do you determine what game you are playing? Let me say that again. Until you sit at the table called life, and it's either checkers, Chinese checkers, or wherever the case may be, chess is when you sit at the table and you realize before you that it determines what game you will play. You cannot play football on the basketball court. The games and the rules are not the same. The games and the rules are not the same. You would throw a football into the basketball hoop, or you would play basketball on a football court trying to get the first down. The games and the rules are not the same. So you got to know the rules of where you are going so that you can exercise the right game in that arena that you need to be at. And some of you have not taken the time to study and to look at, what do I need to do to play at that level of game? As you know, there's the farm team, the minor leagues, major leagues, whatever you prefer, whatever the case, there's different levels. When I was in St. Petersburg years ago, and we were staying in a hotel, I was with my father, and there was I can't think of the baseball team, but their farm team was there. Their goal was to get to the minor leagues so that they can play in the major league. There's different levels of profession of the game, strategy in which you play. The way you play in the farm team, the fundamentals are the same, but the level of intensity is not the same. When you play in the minor leagues, it's a different level. When you play at the major leagues, you're playing at a whole different level too. But this is the thing too. They're all three levels of what? How much you getting paid. See, in 2021, for where you're going, you got to think, are you in the farm team, minor leagues, or in the major leagues? And many times you're not in the right league because you have not put in the work so that you can graduate to where you need to be at. The reason you may not be winning with women because you're still on the farm team, or you're still trying to get out of you in the minor leagues, and you need to get to the what? Major leagues. The reason why the things are not going like you need because you're in the wrong league, or you have not mastered the league that you're at. Y'all in the chat room, y'all still there? Let me know y'all still there. You're not in the right league that you need to be at. And what happens is when you're playing out of the wrong league, guess what happens? You can tell. You can tell someone who's been in the minor leagues on the farm team, or someone who wants to get out of the farm team to get to the major leagues. They will do things to prepare themselves to play the game at the higher level. This goes across business. This goes across relationships. This goes about everything that you're doing. This goes, we still here. Okay. All right. I'm making sure. All right. Okay. All right. This helps you get to the next level. So you have to determine what league do you want to play in before you exercise the game that you have. Some of you are still stuck on the wrong league. And you're wondering why. The game is fundamental. The game doesn't change, but the level of which you play the game is completely different. The level on which you play the game is completely different. What I do when I did in elementary school is not the same as me playing the game when I go into corporate America. It's a completely different game, different players, different things that I have to do, certain social etiquettes that I have to do because I'm in corporate America, even when I'm in some committees that I'm in. I can't use the same thing I do when I'm in the shop. Because when I'm in the shop, whatever shop that may be, carpenter, plumber, whatever the case may be, it's completely different. But when I go into corporates and into the corporate boardroom, there's certain things that I have to do. So what league do you want to play in? Are you still going to play in the minor leagues of 2020? Or are you going to step up and play in the league that you need to be at, which is what? 2021, I'm playing at the major leagues. That means in order to play in the major leagues, you got to do something that most people don't do. Put in the work. Remember what I said, straight from the streets. The street says this, the game is not what? Told, it's sold. That means you paying some kind of way because you're paying right now for the game right now with your attention. You paying right now by getting my right now for free, because for free is you're getting my free attention right now. You're getting my free experience right now. That's why it's become so much to talk to me. Why? Because you're paying right now. So let's get back to what I'm getting at. So what league are you going to play at? That means when you play at a higher league, there's one thing that you got to realize. Let me tell you this one thing. How to have your game, how you must have the right game for where you're going. Let me tell you this one thing that makes all the difference in your game. Y'all ready for that? Let me know in the chat room. Y'all gonna be like, man, I can't believe that. There's one thing that you need to play the game at the next level. And you're gonna be like, oh my God. This one thing that you need to play the game at the next level. Gents, for 2001, do you know your program? Correct. This is the one thing that you need to pay the level to play the game at the next level for where you are going. You must pay attention to the details. Even when it comes to women, the details. Her fingernail polish, her hair is done differently. I'm giving you the game now for sure. What's going on, Racing the Blues? You to play the game in 2021 and where you are going, you're going to have to pay attention to the what? Details. D-E-T-A-I-L. Details. When you're looking at that woman, you have to listen. I did a whole thing last week on listening on the details. The details. Do you understand how powerful that is? Most people fail in going to the next level is because why? They do not pay attention to the details. And the details is where you advance to the next level. What separates me from everyone else is my attention to the details and what? And not being like everyone else. Pay attention to the details when you go to the next level. Pay attention to the details when going to the next level. Most of you will be at the same place you are because you have not played the what? What? You have not paid attention to the details. Nothing. You have not paid attention to the what? The details. It's the small detail. If you want to know her, pay attention to the details. Her hair changes. Her style. She put on a different boot. She like that. It's the details. When you go into business, even on YouTube, it's the details. There's different details. Look at that detail right there. My logo. Detail. 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 Leo right here. It's the details that you pay attention to, but you use it for your next level. The farm team and the major leagues, they are paying attention to the players attention to details and to make the adjustments. You're going to have to make adjustments in your game in 2000 what? That was a nice detail right there, right? Yeah, you have to pay attention to the details for where you are going. If you want to be separate from everyone else, it is the small little detail that makes all the difference. You know, I'm going to either have a hat on or my bald head going to be showing. That is a detail that separates me from everyone else. I'm going to wear a fedora. I'm going to even have a bald head. I'm going to have my big glasses on. You know, that's what I do. It's the details that makes all the difference. If you're going to execute your game at the next level, get involved and paying attention to the details. When you're pursuing or you're whatever the case with you're interacting with a woman, it is the details that you pay attention to that either will cause you to win or to lose with her. Similar to the blue flower lapel on this guy paying attention. Similar to the blue flower lapel on your jacket from your IG post. Please understand, it is the details. You're right. You caught that. You caught that. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. It was that small little detail of the flower, blue flower, lapel on my jacket that separate me from everyone else. See, to get your game to the next level, you're going to have to pay attention to the details. You got to know where you're going, but you got to pay attention to the details. Those who are masters of the game, strategies of life, strategies with women, strategies because we got women to listen. For men, they pay attention to the details. How many women win over men? Because they figure out what he wants and they give it to him. So y'all women listen, because I know there's 25% women listening and 75% men watching. So I want to tell this. If you want to know, the key to men is find out what he likes and give it to him. Find out what he likes and give it to him. Oh, I'm telling the truth. It was what? It's the details. You want to get that woman, you pay attention to the details of her. When I was once in a relationship, I had a little notebook on the woman. So I knew some things about her. So when it came to interacting with her, there was what? I noticed that of the game studying people. Right. The details. Like I should have my black hat on now. I just left my gray on because I had a gray what? So this would match up. It's the details that would determine the level of the game that you're going to play. That means the details about you. Please understand what I'm saying. How you must have the right game for where you're going. The right game is having the right details that you're paying attention to. Details to the right lighting, the right mic. I have another mic. I have a whole mic right here. But I didn't want to be up on my mic and talking because I wanted to be free-handed, and that's how I am. So I had to pay attention to the details and get a lapel mic because it's better for me, for how I flow. And from what I understand, it sounds pretty good. It can be adjusted wherever here and there. But I want you to understand that how you must have the right game to where you're going is you got to determine where you're going. Second of all, you got to think about, does the game that I'm going to use, will it work from where I'm going? Nope, it's not. It will not work for where you are going. Please share that video if you appreciate the content. Donate to I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you can hit the super chat because super chat is available. Super chat is available. Because it's in the details. As they said, the devil is in the details. Too many of y'all had too many devils that's running rapid because you're not paying attention to the details. This is it. So even with your interaction with the women, are you listening to what she's really saying? Because then you can identify flags that are for you, or a red flag, or a flag that's okay. She can go. Same thing with women. You got to understand, what are you listening to the details with that man, what he really wants. Some of y'all think y'all know. That means you have the wrong app running and you really don't know what a man wants. Some of you men think you know with women, but you don't. You have the wrong app running, and that's why you're failing. So you got to pay attention to the details. The position of your mic is great. That's usually where I mic up the talent when I work on projection film setting. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hit that like button. Hit that like. I appreciate that. So that's why it's so important to the detail. See, stop. Look what most men said. The position of your mic is great. That's usually where I mic up the talent when I work in production film sets. Do you understand that? Now, if I would have put it here, I would have put it over there, put it on top of my hat, or put it on my hand while I'm talking and do like this, guess what would happen? That keen observation of the details, guess what? Determines the success or failure of the level that you're going to go on, or with the level that you're at. Let me say this next thing too, because I said details, but I must emphasize this right here. When you're going to the next level and you got your game, you got to recognize who are your enemies. You got to recognize your enemies. When you go into the next level, you got to recognize your enemies. When you are going to the next level, you got to recognize your enemies. See, game is just strategy. Please understand how to define a game. You got to recognize your enemies. In a relationship with a woman, you got to recognize the enemies between you two so that you can kill them. It could be her mama. It could be your mama. Could be her daddy. Could be her kids, her lack of kids. You got to recognize the enemy that's at that next level. Somebody need to write that in the chat room. You have to have game for where you're going, because you got to recognize your enemies. If you do not recognize your enemies, you will be dropped back off for where you started at. You got to recognize your enemies. Ooh. When you are going to the next level, you must recognize your enemies. Enemies. Got to recognize your enemies. Think about it. In the minor leagues, the enemy, what? It's your mediocrity. Farm team, minor leagues, you playing on, your enemy is your batting average. Major leagues, you're fighting against who? The next team. You got to recognize who is your enemy. You cannot exercise this game, talk about there's game, and you don't recognize that there's an enemy out there trying to stop you from getting this game, but even executing this game. And many times the most damaging enemy is you, your own program app that's running in the background. So you got to go to the next level of this game. You got to recognize your enemy. And many times, many of y'all do not want to confront your enemy, which is in you, or even what? In someone else. And that's why you're at the same level that you're at. Your enemy could be your laziness. Your enemy could be your lack of saving money. Your enemy is because you keep dealing with the same kind of woman and you wonder why you're not going to the next level. If you do not recognize your enemies, you will be dropped back to the next level. Many times you wonder why your game is not working as functioning as it needs to be, because you have not defeated the enemy to qualify you to go to the next level. You have not defeated your own enemies to qualify you to go to the next level. Man, y'all don't want this heat, man. Y'all need to hit that super chat. $1.99, whatever, $5.99, whatever. Y'all need to hit that super chat. Super chat button's right there. You do not recognize your enemies, you will be dropped back to the next level. You do not recognize where your enemy is in your relationship or your ability to connect with a woman, and therefore you keep dropping back to the elementary level of the game. You keep going back. You know why it's not working? Because you do not recognize the enemy is really not out there. It is within and is you. Many times you're fighting laziness, you're fighting your complacency, and that's why you can't complain, man, this stuff don't work. You ain't did sugar, honey, iced tea for it to work. What time is it, man? Oh my God, I'm already at another level and I got to shut it down. So you must have the game, you must have the right game to go to the next level. That means that you got to recognize at the next level, there's going to be an enemy. There's something that you're going to have to defeat. There's something that you're going to have to kill. And many times you got to kill this mindset, and many you have to get to kill things that are in front of you. You're going to have to confront some things. 2021, you got to confront the old you, because the old you ain't working. You might have to confront some people, some situations, so that you can get to the next level. Plain and simple. And in confronting doesn't mean combative. That means you have to confront that first within you so you can deal with it without. But if you do not recognize your enemy and you come to this next level, you're going to be dropped back down to the level that you have. If this is resonating with you, you better let me know in this chat room. Wow. Enemies must be defeated, even the one within you. Bruh, if you ain't said it like you ain't said it, you ain't saying nothing but a word. Your game did not work in 2020, and now you want to get to 2021 and try to change your game up. You ain't defeated enough enemies. What have you killed? And I say that killed. What have you really defeated? Like, I got to defeat something tomorrow. I got to get up in the morning, get into the gym, and defeat that. 30 minutes on the elliptical. Hit the weights again. What am I fighting? Me. I have to realize my diction needs to be correct when I come on here. I'm fighting that because I can use the modern day vernacular or use what I'm used to talking, but I realize I'm in a public place and my diction and my clarity must be there. So I have to talk on a different level. I got to make it so it's digestible for everyone to listen to, but yet use words to get you to the next level. So I got to fight the enemy of that. Got to make sure my money is tight. Got to fight the enemy and make sure I'm saving my money. We all have something that we got to fight, but guess what? Your game will not execute to the next level if you don't face your freaking enemy. Got less than 5 minutes left. If you want your game, how you must use the game to go to the next level, you're going to have to look at the details and you're going to have to look at the enemy that's before you. Mine didn't work. So that means if it didn't work in 2020, that means you got to make the adjustments. This is the enemy. This are the details. This is the level I want to be at. So let me make the adjustments. Salute, Rick. Yo, man, tapping in from work. I appreciate that, bro. The dude was suited up and booted. I seen the boy looked good. That's how we do it. When you get older and refined, we just become even more finer. So that's why it's so important in 2021 that you realize if it didn't work in 2020, you got to let it go. I ain't gonna say that, but you got to let it go. If what you did with women and the way you interacted did not work, it's time to change that, bro. That's the enemy right there. You need to change up because you're not getting what you want and they're not getting what they want. You're going to have to change your game up. It is not working. LeBron James cannot play the same way he played in Cleveland as he played in what? LA. He has different teammates and he has to play accordingly. Some of you guys think the fundamentals are just there, but you got to what? You got to what? Change your game up according to the environment that you're in. The way he played in Cleveland, I'm from Cleveland, and the way he played in LA is not the same. Please understand that. You got to change your game up to where you're going, but you got to determine where you are going. It doesn't make no sense to have game for where you're going for your next level if you don't know where you're going for that next level. So in closing, in 3, 2, I got 2 minutes because I'm a stickler on time. If this, we didn't do this. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. So, okay, this is the number for today. This is the number for today. 4. 4 is the number for today. Four is the number for today. Four is the number for today. Put that in the chat room because today's number is number 4. Four. We about to end in a few minutes. I'm looking for my music and it's not popping up like I need it to. It's trying to get me to open up some old projects, and I'm trying to open up some old projects, and here we go. Okay. So 4 is the number for today. I'm not liking this. 4. Everybody got that 4 there? Then I want to shout out. I want to say this too, because I didn't say this. 4 is a number. But for everyone who's been listening, who's been listening every day, and to those who have bought products, you are part of the new CORE. Those are the people who have bought products, who are super chatted, those who have listened. You're part of the core. So when I mention the core, I'm building something out now for those in the core because I know who you are. And those are the core. You listen every day, you tapping in, you hitting the likes buttons, you leaving comments, but the number for today is 4, but the core. I want to bring you to, are we going to do something private that's off of line or somewhere private and we can talk? But you're part of the core. And I know who you are because I'm paying attention to my audience. But you're part of the core. So I'm going to talk about that coming up soon. But I want to get everybody out there ready for you. If this has helped you in any way, what I shared, let me know in that chat room right now. And I'm about to, I don't know why I can't get my old stuff coming up. Man, this is crazy. This is the thing with technology. Because you look like I'm looking at you. I'm actually looking at my music right now. The core. That's right. Part of the core. And probably evolve that name a little bit more, but it is the core. The core. That's right. That means you guys are the core. Part of the elite team, the elite core. Matter of fact, that's even money. That's even better. Elite core. I know who you are. I see people to come through. You're part of the elite core. That's right. There y'all go. Y'all get, that's it. I see you have bought power as a young cap. Your insight is a lovely LDA. We must continue to seek wisdom, counsel, and show respect to our elders. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So you guys are part of the elite core. That means there's a group of people that I know who bought products, who have been here listening, getting the wisdom, life experiences, and even the people who even beyond elite core that you don't even know about, who actually get that one-on-one consultation with me. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. As a young cat, your insight is lovely, LDA. We must continue to seek wisdom, counsel, and show respect to our elders. Thank you, man. Wow. I appreciate that, NC. Thank you for that love right there. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just heard it ring through my appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So you guys can see the super chat is there too. But the elite core, LDA's elite core, you are the people, men and women, who have been listening, digesting, who are taking this serious. This is not, what I share is not for everyone. This channel is not for everyone. Plus, I don't want everyone. It's those people who want to go to the next level, who want, not just want to, but will actually do it. Because I will be asking for receipts coming up soon. I will be asking, where are your receipts from listening to me? See, it's good to listen to this. Oh, it sounds good. It sounds good. Life changing, a pleasure tuning in. I appreciate that. Y'all eating your lunch and drinking your smoothies and chilling with them. But the elite core, it's those people I know who watch and listen all the time. I see you. You comment, you interacting. But there comes a time when the content creator must ask you, where are your receipts? And I'm going to start asking for receipts from what we have talked about. Because it don't make no sense to listen if you're not doing anything. You're mentally masturbating to the information. So there's a receipt time coming. There's going to be something special for the core. I know who you are. So nobody slipping in. I'm going to give you a certain something where you can come in behind the scenes and we can talk. Because I see what you're doing. So to all those who are watching, this is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am 5 minutes over my time. And you know what that means? If you need to reach me, the LDA lifestyle, set up an appointment. Yes, the prices has gone up. You missed 2020, you missed it. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am out. See you tomorrow. We might talk about tomorrow, because I still got that OnlyFans I need to set up. And you definitely know you can't get in that for free, where I talk about how to tap into her mind, that sapiosexual side of her, because every woman has that. But I really need to set up for OnlyFans and make a video for that, because the sapiosexual side will take your game with a woman to another level. So I got to set up a schedule to get that. The OnlyFans page is up, but I got to put some video and some content on there for you to see and hear. I hope y'all ready for that. Because if you can get her mind, you can have her. And most of you guys have not tapped into her true sexual nature. You're only getting the bare minimum from her. But if you were to tap into her real sexual nature, some of you guys could not contain it. But I'm just talking. What do I know? So I may have to share that on OnlyFans, only on OnlyFans, and there will be a price for that. How to tap into her real sexual nature that she hides from everyone else, but she opens up for you. Y'all think y'all want that? Y'all let me know in the chat room before I drop this music. Before I drop that music on you, I'm about to drop this outro. And we there's somebody saying something? Oh, yeah, y'all want that, huh? Yeah. How to get you think you're doing something. You ain't did nothing. What? This is Lawrence D. Adams.